Let me tell you something many men never realize until it's too late. There's a silent power in older women that can shake the very foundation of your beliefs about love, desire, and connection. You see, while you've been busy chasing the flashy, the surface level, the girls who may not even know who they are yet, older women have been quietly mastering the art of human connection. They don't play games the same way. They don't waste energy trying to impress strangers who don't matter. They know what they want, and they know how to say it without a word. Have you ever felt a woman look at you, not glance, not stare, but look with a softness and certainty that makes you feel like she already knows you? That's not coincidence, that's experience. But here's the shocking part. Many young men never learn how to recognize this language of subtle flirting, of emotional intimacy, of playful confidence. They miss it. And so they miss opportunities for some of the deepest, most real connections they could ever have. Today, I want to peel back the curtain and reveal what older women really do when they flirt, how they send signals most men are blind to, and why learning to see them could completely change how you experience love, dating, and even your own masculinity. Let me tell you something many men never realize until it's too late. There's a silent power in older women that can shake the very foundation of your beliefs about love, desire, and connection. You see, while you've been busy chasing the flashy, the surface level, the girls who may not even know who they are yet, older women have been quietly mastering the art of human connection. They don't play games the same way. They don't waste energy trying to impress strangers who don't matter. They know what they want, and they know how to say it without a word. Have you ever felt a woman look at you, not glance, not stare, but look with a softness and certainty that makes you feel like she already knows you? That's not coincidence, that's experience. But here's the shocking part. Many young men never learn how to recognize this language of subtle flirting, of emotional intimacy, of playful confidence. They miss it. And so they miss opportunities for some of the deepest, most real connections they could ever have. Today, I want to peel back the curtain and reveal what older women really do when they flirt, how they send signals most men are blind to, and why learning to see them could completely change how you experience love, dating, and even your own masculinity. One of the most shocking facts about older women is how they flirt without saying a word through touch. Not the dramatic, obvious kind of touch you might expect. No, theirs is softer, quieter, almost invisible unless you're paying attention. And that's what makes it so powerful. You see, when a younger woman touches you, it's often playful, sometimes careless, sometimes just to test a reaction. But when an older woman reaches out, even in the smallest way, it is layered with intention. Every brush of her hand, every light graze of her fingers, every casual tap on your shoulder carries meaning. Imagine this. You're in conversation, and she leans in just slightly, her arm brushing against yours. She doesn't snatch it back. She lets it linger for a moment longer than necessary. That's not accident. That's a signal. It's her way of saying, I'm comfortable with you. I trust you enough to let my body speak before my words do. Older women have lived enough life to understand that touch is intimate. They don't waste it. They don't give it cheaply. So when she chooses to touch you, even in the smallest, most subtle way, it is her form of flirting. Her unspoken invitation for you to lean closer, not just physically, but emotionally. And here's where so many men fail. They either don't notice it at all or they overreact. They mistake her softness for an invitation to escalate too fast. But that's not what she's asking for. What she's testing is your ability to read her energy, to recognize the quiet power in a touch without rushing to consume it. The right response? Be present. If she brushes your arm, let it be. Acknowledge it with a smile, a pause, maybe even mirroring the gesture later in a natural way. Show her you can feel the connection without needing to conquer it. Because for older women, flirting through touch is about building tension. It's about trust. It's about creating a silent language that only the two of you can understand. And when you learn to listen with your skin as much as with your ears, you'll realize just how boldly she's already telling you, I see you, I feel you, and I'm inviting you to feel me too. There's a certain kind of laughter that lingers in your chest long after the moment has passed. And if you've ever spent time with an older woman, you know exactly what I mean. Their humor isn't loud, it isn't forced, and it isn't about trying to impress. It's about connection. It's about intimacy. When a younger woman jokes, it's often playful, sometimes even random, testing the waters to see if you'll respond. But when an older woman flirts with humor, it comes from a place of wisdom and life experience. She doesn't need to crack a dozen jokes to get your attention. Instead, she might tease you gently about something small you did, and in that moment, you realize it's not about the joke itself, it's about the fact that she noticed you. She's paying attention. Older women flirt through humor by drawing you into their world. Their wit is layered with perspective. They've seen enough of life to find joy even in the little things, and they use that joy to disarm you, to make you relax, to make you feel safe enough to be yourself. That's the secret. Their humor isn't about making you laugh at them, it's about laughing with them. And that difference is everything. Because when you laugh with an older woman, you feel understood, you feel seen. You feel like she's not just entertaining you, but inviting you into an emotional space where walls come down and authenticity takes over. Now, here's the truth most men miss: that kind of humor isn't random, it's flirting. It's her way of saying, I like the way you make me feel, and I want you to feel it too. And if you can match that depth, if you can respond with humor that's genuine, thoughtful, and kind, you'll find yourself building a connection that feels effortless. But if you miss it, if you brush it off, or worse, if you respond with shallow arrogance, you'll lose the moment entirely. Because older women aren't looking for boys who want to win the joke. They're looking for men who understand that laughter is a bridge, a way of weaving intimacy without saying the words out loud. So the next time she teases you, don't just laugh, notice the depth, notice the warmth, and recognize it for what it truly is: an invitation to step into something real. One of the most shocking things young men discover about older women is this: they are not afraid to be direct. They don't dance around their feelings, they don't play endless games. And when it comes to flirting, their desire often comes wrapped in clarity. You see, when a woman has lived long enough, she grows tired of the illusions. She's no longer interested in the shallow chase, the exhausting back and forth of guessing what someone really wants. She's learned the value of honesty. So when an older woman flirts with you, it won't be through mixed signals, it will be through subtle but undeniable truths. She may tell you straight out what she likes about you. You have such a calming presence. Or, I love how you make me laugh. Simple statements, but notice the difference: they are not vague compliments. They are targeted, intentional, and meant to let you know that she sees you. And this is where many men get uncomfortable. We're so used to chasing, to trying to decode signals, that when someone actually speaks desire openly, we don't know how to respond. But here's the key: older women flirt by giving you the gift of honesty, and what they're looking for in return is not bravado, but presence. They want to see if you can receive their truth without shrinking, without running, without feeling the need to turn it into a performance. Directness is seductive because it is rare. When she says she enjoys your company, she means it. When she asks to see you again, she's not testing you, she's inviting you. And when she flirts by openly showing interest, she's revealing not just attraction, but courage. Because it takes courage to say what others only hint at. So, what should you do? Respond with equal authenticity. If you feel the same, say so. If you appreciate her openness, acknowledge it. Match her clarity with your own. Because older women aren't impressed by grand gestures or empty charm. They're drawn to men who can meet their honesty with grounded truth. That's how they flirt: with words that carry weight, with statements that cut through the noise. And if you can embrace that directness instead of fearing it, you'll discover something most men never will: the beauty of flirting without games. If there's one thing that separates older women from everyone else, it's the way they flirt with questions. Not shallow, routine questions like, what do you do? Or, where are you from? No, older women flirt through emotional curiosity. They ask questions that cut deeper, questions that reveal the layers of who you are. Questions that remind you that you are more than just your looks, your job, or your status. Have you ever noticed how an older woman can make you feel like the only man in the room simply by listening? She'll ask, "What's been on your mind lately?" Or, "What's something you've always wanted to do but never had the chance?" In that moment, she's not just asking for information, she's signaling interest in you, not the mask you wear for the world. This is flirting at its highest form because it creates intimacy without physical touch, without grand gestures, without even a single kiss. It's emotional seduction. And if you're not paying attention, you'll miss how powerful it really island. Older women know that men, especially younger men, are often starved of genuine curiosity. Too many are used to being judged by surface level achievements. So when she asks about your dreams, your fears, or the stories that shaped you, she's doing more than making conversation. She's saying, "I want to know your soul. I want to step into your world." Here's where most men fail: they brush it off. They give short, guarded answers, thinking it's safer to stay surface level. But what she's really doing is offering you a space to be real, to be vulnerable. That's her way of flirting by creating a container where your truth can come alive. And when you meet her curiosity with openness, when you share honestly, without fear, you'll feel something shift. Suddenly, the energy between you isn't just attraction, it's connection. It's rare, it's magnetic. So the next time an older woman asks you a deeper question, recognize it for what it is, not small talk, but an invitation. She is flirting with your heart, with your inner world. And if you let her in, you may discover that the most intoxicating part of flirting isn't about physicality at all. It's about being seen, understood, and desired for who you truly are. There is a kind of flirting that doesn't need words, doesn't need touch, and doesn't even need humor. It's something far deeper, far more magnetic. It's the way an older woman carries herself, the energy of her presence. When she walks into a room, she doesn't have to announce herself. She doesn't need to fight for attention. Her presence demands it not through force, but through quiet confidence. And here's the truth: that's one of the most powerful ways older women flirt, not with effort, but with being. Think about it. Younger women often chase validation. They move, dress, and speak to gain approval. But an older woman has lived enough life to shed that need. She knows her worth, she knows her value. She doesn't seek permission to exist boldly. And that energy of self awareness, of comfort in her own skin, is intoxicating. When she sits across from you, she's not fidgeting, she's not distracted by her phone. She's there, fully, completely. She flirts by giving you her presence, her undivided attention. And in a world where everyone is half distracted, that kind of focus feels like fire. It pulls you in without a single word spoken. Here's the shocking part: most men overlook it. They're waiting for obvious signals, missing the subtle truth that her calm, grounded energy is the signal. That slow smile, that ease in her body language, the way she doesn't rush to fill silence but lets the moment breathe. That's flirting at the highest level. It's her way of saying, "I'm not just here to pass the time, I'm here to experience you." And if you can meet that presence with your own, if you can put down your distractions, still your nervous energy, and simply be there with her, you'll feel a connection so powerful it doesn't need embellishment. Because older women flirt by radiating life itself, by embodying joy, wisdom, and freedom. Presence is magnetic. It's what makes you lean in without knowing why. It's what makes time feel slower when she's around. And when you recognize it, when you allow yourself to enter that space with her, you realize something extraordinary. The most irresistible flirting isn't loud, it's silent. It's the energy of presence,